Okay, I think it's about time. So, oops. Hello. I'm Late Night, and you're watching. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can't really speak right now. No, so hey everybody. I'm Late Night, and thank you for tuning in, and thank you for tuning in to Late Night Game Dev channel. So this channel, we are actually going to be focusing in on just building games, watching some games, and appreciating gameplay. And so I think currently scheduled right now is Monday to Thursday is probably game development, and development also includes more also like art design and whatnot. And for anybody who's new, I'm creating this channel to kind of as a dev journal to talk about my journey of building my first indie game, and to perhaps show and to kind of to necessarily prove to myself to kind of prove to myself that that this is this something viable, something I could do? Is it something that I can build more confidence towards to? And I just want to share with everybody of this whole journey at this point. So if you guys are really interested, please go give it a sub this channel. This actually will means a lot to me. And not only can you sub it, but I also have a Discord in the description that you guys can join, talk with me, message me, and I can can do something more with this channel. I actually wanted to grow this channel out to be more interactive, just be able to talk, program, do art, and just build a community for folks who are interested. So with that being said, right, so again, subscribe, give it a give the stream a like, thumbs up, and turn on the bell notification icon so you'll get the latest. Okay, now that is out of the way, today we'll be working on the really the integration piece of the UI, the main menu. We're gonna build out the GameOver screen. We're also gonna build out a pause menu screen as well. And last time we kind of ended it with just being able to do changing the textures programmatically. I'm actually thinking about perhaps doing the pause menu screen programmatically too as well. That way we don't have to reuse. We can reuse the same elements and not have to create a separate thing and a separate thing to manage another separate thing. So that being said, let's head on right to this. Okay, so let's see here. So far we currently have all the stuff showing right as being hooked up to the main menu. So right off the bat here, right, since we have this in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to really within code, I'm going to do the decorator and options underscore menu. Gotta bring this guy over here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide it. Yep, hide is a command that actually allows you to hide elements. So when you do play this, right? Yep, you don't see them, you just see this in here. Now, okay, so we got this options button, right? And we'll kind of talk about a little bit about signals, or I showed you a little bit about signals. We will want to do a pressed, right? So you would hit the options button, right? You're going to it's going to pop up the options menu. So by doing this, we will go ahead. Let's see. Okay, connect to the main menu. I mean, that makes sense, right? Connect to the main menu. And we're going to take that and say, hey, going to show it. Right? Now, in our options, here, right? You know, if we're being kind of a bit more forward thinking, we got this back button here. So what does the back button do, right? You go back to the main menu. Or not the main menu, but to like the main pause game over menu. You guess the main menu in one sense. Right? So we are okay, so we do the same thing. Press. Oh, okay. So this one not a script. So we go ahead in the options menu, create a script. Create that, and you'll see the script here is just, you know, control extends control, blah blah blah. And then what we can do is then go back to this button, press this one again, create that, and we just say, I think I want to just do this with hide, right? We're just hiding it. You know. So, all right. Okay, that being said, that being done. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a play testing. So we're in the main menu, right? We're showing the script to D here, right? Hit current play. Hit the options button. Oh, yay! It's actually showing. The color scheme seems a little bit kind of funky, but and we hit the back menu, right? So to kind of not let things be more distracting, I think in the main menu script, go through here, we're going to hide it. Yeah. So stop. Oh wow. Okay, that hides everything. That's what I wanted, actually. So we want to hide. We want to hide this margin container. So you know what? Let me go and change the music to something else. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. What we want to try to do is just hide the components on the main menu. So we just do this. Ready for menu. Go to that little sucker, and we hide that. Now, does it really kind of matter? So, I'm thinking about this. Right? Main menu dot hide. I hide this, and I click on the back button. I click on the back button. Right, we were going back to the actually, you know what, this might not even matter. I think what we can do I think can we do something a little bit more? So what I'm thinking is this is like, right? So you got a options menu here that really, contains just this one small thing, right? It's, hey, hide itself when the back button's being pressed. And that, that seems to be fine and all. The only issue with this is that, right, we're going to create a circular dependency between the main menu and the options menu, which, right, because then I got over here when the back button's being pressed, I gotta call the main menu and turn it back on, right? So I'm guessing another design would be in 2D, right? Sure. I mean, we got a nice, back button and all this other fun stuff. But I do wonder. Let me think. Let me see. Visibility is on. What I'm trying to do. New canvas item. Oh, oops. Oh, okay. So if I go back to the main menu, this is kind of showing up as a transparent background. So probably not going to use this. You know what? We probably are going to double layer it. And I'm going to probably say this is fill. You know what? Maybe I am making it a little bit more complicated. And maybe what I can do. Show. Right now, I'm not really a fan. I'm not a fan of this component. Yeah, right. The panel itself seems to be kind of, I don't know how you say it. It's really like there's a see-through, and so I really don't like that. Okay. Tab 1, text edit, line disable. Okay. Flat style box. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we're gonna get into the territory of called theming, UI theming, and what this does is like it gives a it's like in your HTML and CSS in the web that you actually oh oh hello, hey, hi, Noah's cousin, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yep, and I'm just currently right now just trying to resolve an issue where if you see over here, right, you'll get this little kind of a transparent background, and I'm trying to figure out of how how do I kind of make it more solid, right? And so so right now, and I was trying to introduce about good. Sorry, this is kind of my first time doing streaming with actual people. So thank you so much. Yeah. So please do bear with me for a little bit. And so what I was saying is that there is a thing called theming. And by doing theming, it's like your HTML and CSS. When I say HTML and CSS, HTML is like your web page, right? You're building out your basic web page, and your CSS is where all the nice colors, formatting, organization. And again, for Godot, it's kind of a bit like the same thing as well. You're actually structuring it in such a way that you have more control over it, and you also establish a theme, right? So for right now, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably use their existing template, and do let me know if the music's too loud or you can't hear me. I'll definitely go ahead and change it, and hopefully things will be all good, nice and dandy. Okay, so let me move on to content. Okay, so if we do black, swatch color, and I'm just gonna say all up front that I am not a Godot master, specialist. I'm actually very much not more of a novice. I dabble into a little bit of Godot during my time working, not working as a part of a team. That would do Pirate Software's Game Jam, and definitely we just finished, so they usually host it twice. He hosts it twice a year. One's in January, and I think the other one's in June, middle of the year, and the beginning of the year. And so right now we're just kind of waiting for the judging process to work and to wrap up, and before we convene on doing the next thing for the game. And the submission is actually called. Here, let me go ahead and bring it up. And I'm going to bring this up. Which.io. And so game jams. So for those of you who don't know what's itch.io, itch.io is a platform that hosts a bunch of different games. Some of your most popular YouTubers do also play some of the games that they got from itch.io. I think you probably would know this one. Death with a Twist. Shoot. I think it was mainly Badass Hero who played it. Shoot, I don't quite remember the name. But, you know what, here, let me... Pirate Software Game Jam 16. Right? Yep, so this is the one that we're in, and there's a lot of submissions. So 1,765 submissions, and the game that I was a part of is called I Just Work Here. Copy link address. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share it in the chat so you guys can check it out. It's a pretty nifty, fun prototype. The theme of the game jam actually is you are the weapon, right? And with this kind of game jam, the pirate always kind of wants people to think outside the box. And so he and his team host this game jam, and we made our submission, and our game is actually about yay. So in summary, in this cozy shop sim, you play as a minimum wage dragon named Nyx. Not all is as cozy as it seems in this capitalism themed comfort game. Something about Nyx stands out among the cute critters. She has a fire in her belly, and you better not get on her bad side. With patience wearing thin, can you help her avoid getting fired, or will you let the sugar-coated money machine caramelize? Right. So, yeah, it's a shop sim game, but with a twist of you having to manage your patience, right? And it's also a bit of a tongue-in-cheek of our I guess a lot of us who worked in customer service of our time, we have different folks that we have to deal with. Some are nice, some are mean, and some are downright bad. But yeah, and it's actually, you don't need to download the game. For this game jam, we actually are required to play this on the web, so you can go ahead, take a gander, take a look, and just play the game and have fun. Okay, so and just folks, let me know if you want the link to the game jam that I was a part of a team. I will go ahead and recopy the link again. So that being said, okay, so now let's go back to this. Okay, so we got a style, panning, color. Style line box. Oh, okay. Yes, this is the one now. Gosh. Yeah. So this is the one. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So what I just did here was, okay, it's not style line. If I do line, okay, it'd be a line. Okay, so I need to do is the style line flat, and what you see here is like all the different buttons that they have, or UI components, as user interface components that they use, that you yourself can use and preview as well. So since we had all right, hold on, there we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, blue, you know what, let's make sure that folks can kind of see a little difference here. You know what, let's just go with light blue for now. The goal of this is to try to get a prototype on the web platform itch.io that you guys saw earlier, and start getting feedback, to see how things work and how things, my goal is to get this from the beginning to the end, which is to, hey, hopefully one day perhaps launch it to Steam, and just sharing what I learned throughout this whole entire time. Okay, so Let me get back there. So we got that. Let me go ahead and save this. And yes, this is good. And so we now here, so I have that background screen. Let's go ahead and test this out. Options, sweet. Oh, and right now, we can't interact with any of these sliders. And sliders are usually used for just sound control. For those of you probably play a lot of games, right? You'll see that there are some sliders that will help to control the sound better, or background music and whatnot. So we have the back button here. Okay. So we resolve this now. What I kind of wanted to do here, so what I was saying a little bit earlier was that I didn't want. So I came over the issue where in my script, right, I have this. We hit the back button in the options panel. You hit this back button. You're going to, in the script is going to hide the options panel. Makes sense, right? It makes sense. Go ahead and do that. But if I go back to the main menu though, right? The dilemma I have here is, okay, I hit the back button, it hides itself, right? Well, in some games, the main menu actually is also hidden, but you kind of create a situation where you essentially have a feedback loop. Oops. Paint. Let's go with paint here, right? You have your main menu, right? And you go to your, oh my gosh, options, right? And then now you gotta go back in here, and from a kind of a coding design pattern, it's not that good to kind of going from this route, options, back to main, because at least my understanding is that if it's a case where, hey, you need to make some changes, main options menu is then buried into somewhere else, right? Well, then you're going to have to change the code. This kind of dependency is just not that good, right? So the alternative I was thinking of, okay, that's fine. Why don't I go ahead and, I'm really thinking about doing this. We go ahead and add a panel. A big giant panel that will span throughout the whole entire screen. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a opaqueness to it, so it helps the player to then kind of see, like, oh, okay, so I'm not going to see the main menu. I am not going to see this combination, right, of just a bunch of stuff cluttered together. I'm actually going to just make it dark. So let me see, visibility, modulate. This applies to this canvas item. This probably does affect child, unlike some which only affects the node itself. Okay. Yep, so we're going to do self-modulate. And I'm going to do this. So let's go ahead and save this. Okay. Oh, let's stop that. Let's go hit play. Okay, hit options. Ooh. Alright. And now we kind of have a little more opaque background. but let's do some a little bit more with this. And I really would love to change the color. Panel, texture, material, order. Let's see. Localization. You know what? Here, let's do all black. Yep. Oh, okay. Here we go. Yes. That's how we change it. Change all black. Save. So now you'll see something. Options. Yeah. So now it stands out. This one will stand out even more. Oh, okay. All right. I think so. I think we got the options stuff. Well, I mean, we still got to work on the sliders. So let's go ahead and work on the sliders for now. Let's see. Sliders. Okay. So in my last video, right, we kind of got the BGM, the sound. We were kind of working on a little bit over here, a little bit over there, here. You know, just working on different pieces. Right now, we're going to try to hook this up with the BGM. Should we? You know, I'm actually. I should probably don't think I should, because right now I'm not focusing in on getting the music in, but I'm integrating most of these stuff in, especially with the gameplay. So you know what? I lied. Let me go ahead and actually work on the start game button here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Output. Okay. So we got the start game button, and I'm just gonna toggle it off. So the start game button, right? We will go to the node and click on press. So okay, so we go here. We then click on this node, press, add the connection. In here, don't worry about this. Yeah, the red arrows that you guys saw earlier was integration with VS Code. Godot can integrate with VS Code, and so by doing this, you can then use your favorite IDE. For those of you who don't know what IDE, it's not a text editor, but it's like a code editor. I would say a code editor that many programmers use. VS Code is one of them, but they have an option for you to just edit and work on over there. So okay, so we established that. We go to the script. So on start game press, right? So I think we then should go ahead and instantiate the gameplay scene, right? We should instantiate that when we go ahead and I start playing the game. So if I understand how I did this last time, okay, so first off, on gameplay start, we should hide the main menu, right? We will hide itself, and you know what, I'm going to put down here export var game gameplay. Gameplay I cannot spell for some reason. And let's see if I could do something like this. Okay. If I remember correctly, then in that case, we will probably have to load this out. So rather instead of doing this as export, here, let me go ahead and stop this, and then let me go ahead and run the main menu. See how this works. Start main game, and nothing really happens. Okay. Alright. So nothing really happens. Okay. So let me go online. Let me go online, and do some consultation. Google, loading, loading gameplay from main menu in Godot 4. So loading. Okay. Okay, maybe here. Probably a better search is, hey, main menu. Oh, oops. Main menu to gameplay. Right. So how useful was your Google search? So somebody's ask here is, how do you... okay. How to create main scenes and scene transitions. Scene transitions seem to be nice, but you know what? And there's one. How should you approach it? Made demo video approach. I mean, that's...
So I had a question.
So, get tree, change the scene file to startup. Change scene files. Yeah, let me read the more of the documentation on this. So, get tree dot change scene file. File. Running scene tone gives the path after loading into a packaging give a new instance. Details. Okay. So let's see here. So I'm going to try to do... Okay. I mean, I guess we can do something like this. Okay. So, okay, we go ahead and do that. Oh. And, okay. Awesome. Cool. Looks like we got something going on here. Okay, and we go. All right, cool. All right. Now I just kind of, I know that I was just like copy pasting, looking at something, from a first glance, and yeah, that's kind of doing things a little more blindly. Like you're just trying to feel your way through and doing blindly, just get whatever works, right? But what I am thinking of Well, I mean, try to get GD script change scene. You know, read description in the doc. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's read the description here. One of the more important classes, the scene tree hierarchy of node. So nodes can be added, fetch, remove the whole scene tree. You can use the scene to organize your. Ooh, okay. There's a multiplayer. Okay, so let me read this. Changing this running scene to a new instance of given vaccines, which must be validated. Success. If the scene cannot be initialized, because it's removed from that, node get tree called to return null. Currency will be null, not available. Tree will be deleted. Now we change the file. We're loading into a pack, creating a new instance. Return on success can open. The path cannot be loaded. The pack scene can be instantiated. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. Let's go with pack scene. Use load instead of preloaded. So now I compile time. Okay. Change to packed. Yeah, which was validated. Okay, if the scene cannot be instantiated. So, a question I'd have is, when do you want to use one over the other, right? Change scenes to file versus change scenes to packed, right? One of them says, hey, it's on the given path. Again, it creates a new instance of it on the order of operations to pack. So well, I feel like we probably want to use the second one, right? Because chain seems to packed kind of gives it a nice it removes. So we've seen in Godot, right, where you have to, the bullets will always be there in the 3D space if you don't explicitly tell it to clean it up, right? And so because of that, we're gonna need to do this. So we need to clean it up. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So I think we're gonna have to do, so I'll probably go back in here, hide, and we're going to say, hey, scene. Oh, I'm gonna load this. I'd rather change to a file. You know what? And I'm actually would like to go ahead and do some more documentation reading of why this is. Yeah, between the two. There seems to be okay. Okay, so it's reporting an issue. Yeah, here's a good one. we do a good method. It needs to be used as signal. Yep, use the signals, and that will free the current one. Cue the current scene for the next frame. Yeah, so they do load this in. Built-in scene function, which I did above. One column with chances to load the screen asynchronously. Switch it to when the finishes loading. This is one by the event listener. Right. But what this one is, change scenes to a packed, right? We then are actually changing this. So we can't give it a path. Instead, we'll give it this. So what we can do is we just do it this way, right? And we start game. Oh, okay, that didn't do what it's supposed to do. Let's see, main menu. Can I change to a null scene? Okay, let's go ahead and figure this out. Why is it? Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So that's kind of resolves the issue over there. And let's see. And I think it'd probably be good is we probably should say something like, hey, load the scene, queue free up the current one. The reason why we want to queue free up the current one is, oh, okay. Wow, okay, never mind. We shouldn't be doing that. So what I was trying to figure out was like, how can we make it such that, hey, it's you know, we do our due diligence, making sure we're managing cleanup, right? But in this case, I guess we don't need to at this point. Or the change to pack scene, according to the documentation, should, yeah, remove the chain will be deleted, free from memory. Then we see instantiated. So this one does it. It does it for us already. All right. So okay, great. So now we actually, excuse me. We can then go ahead and set this as the main scene. So when we set this at the main scene, right, what it does is say, hey, you know, just runs the project. Bada bing, you know, when you run it now, you know, do the play, it goes from the very beginning. Options, nothing, can't do anything but that. Start game, and bam, 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 right? Okay, cool. So no complaints at this point. And so we shall go ahead and, you know, do the next thing. Is we should try to get a game over one. Let's go with something more easier. A game over screen, right? So in the player, let's see. Okay. So we have a situation here is, hey, the player has been hit. You know, something is something, you know, player's hit, and currently right now, right, it's just, it deletes itself, right? So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to give it a actual game over screen. And so, I believe in the last tutorial, they have a thing called signal, called hit, right? And so when they have a signal called hit, right, we can then, I believe we can hit dot emit. And I believe what this does, all callables connected to this trigger. So if it's hit, right? Okay. Cool. So let's go back to Godot doc. I think we got main menu. Here. Right. First 2D game, content, create the player, code up the player. And we're going to look at this example project. And it's okay to actually look at the example projects, right? Because, you know, that way you can kind of see with the context. Except for, you know, usually what can happen is that you can just copy paste and you don't know quite what is it that you're doing, right? You know, and then that's not a good practice to do, I think. But I do think it is okay if you understand that, you know, copy pasting the code and experimenting with it, making sure you kind of understand what is it you're adding, you know, what is it you're trying to achieve, is, I think, makes it okay, right? I mean, heck, I'm not, you know, a Godot master, right? And we're just going to try to learn. So, okay, so this is a possible, it's called hit. Body enters. Hit is then emitted. So, go ahead, the main script. So there's a little game over function in the main game. Okay. So we're gonna go here. And to kind of give some folks a better understanding, there's a concept called object-oriented programming, and what it really boils down to is like just things doing what they're supposed to be doing, and not breaching those behaviors or what it's supposed to be doing, right? For example, this headphones, right? It's supposed to be playing music, and so, you know, it shouldn't be, you know, I mean, with this, you know, headphones, right? Some headphones have the speakers or the, you know, thing you can talk into. I forgot what's the word called, but then you can actually, you know, be able to talk to it, you know, talk to it with some other headphones, right? But, you know, keep it simple, just, you know, be able to listen to music. So what we're trying to do right here is we're looking at the main game scene, right? The main game scene is like the game manager. He's like your, you know, I haven't really played much of D&D per se, but I think probably a game master, right? The guy's like, oh, okay, you wanted to go to this place and something happens, right? It kind of knows what's going on. Okay, so mob scene here. Interesting. Okay. So the main scene. So you should have a signal of a player. Double click the signal on the list and right click to connect. This one we will make a new function called GameOver. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So you're connecting a function of being hit called GameOver. Okay. Yeah. And type the game over to receive a box connection can connect. Okay. I am not a fan of, you know, a thing called hit. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna go to the player, and I'm gonna connect this. Go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, extra arguments from the signal filter node. Game. Okay. See, next to error. Choose load. Select the instance to play under. Nope. I don't like that. It's like, hey, go ahead and put the characters in here. But the problem right now is we already shove it all the way to the side, right? So you shove the way all the way to the side, like you're not that's player gameplay. The gameplay doesn't have anything except for just a spawn location here, right? So my thoughts were, all right, you know what? We're going to have to probably achieve this somehow programmatically. You know what? So column connecting to signals. Godot. Okay, using signal. 2D node, add children, button, blah blah. Yeah, connecting to signal via code. Okay. Okay. So guessing we can now to spread. Okay. So I guess in the main menu we can then do something like, hey, grab. I'm guessing so we can grab the. Okay. Okay, we get the player. You know what? We're gonna have to preload the player, right? The reason why we preload the player is because, hey, that's our main gameplay. So we know that the player is going to always kind of have to be there, right? So if we have that, I'm wondering if player dot dot oops okay dot timeout so signal string name is called And so if it does, okay, then we got a callable. So a callable, if I know this right, is it's gonna call over game over. Right. And so we gotta call function game over. You know, let's see if you like that. Yes, you do like this. So here, and let's just do something really simple. The good old trustworthy SOP print line, the stop line. Player killed. Actually, what I just said, game over. Right. And that's kind of why I hold off on actually doing the actual game over screen, right? It's like you can build the screen out, but you know, connecting it though, integrating it though, and I think that's what the challenging part is. There's many ways you can integrate it, you know, many different ways. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm expecting this to kind of fail on me. So, and boom, awesome. So now the game manager, or the gameplay scene, handles the game over aspect of this. And so now you see I don't need to actually put in the item, the player character instantiated in here. I can then just say, hey, code, do all this for me, right? Gives me a little more clarity. And so that's game over. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is I am going to, okay, so we have a game over. Now, I'm going to have to load the main menu, right? I want to reuse the main menu component, but I will. Okay, so I'm going to just do the code that I have done earlier. Main menu. I guess I can do it this way. So what I'm kind of thinking about is like, hey, what's kind of a bit tricky right now is, hey, in the main script, right? I can sure load the scene, but I don't want to change it to this. Right. Okay. I don't want to change it to back to a pack scene, right? You know, I don't necessarily want it to go to the main menu. But what I wanted to do is reuse that component of the main menu. So what I'm going to do, probably a better idea. Okay, it's probably a better idea if I go ahead, grab the main menu here. Oops. Go ahead and So add child. Right, add child of this. Let's go ahead and test this out. So yeah, I just work here. Blah blah blah. Probably should change it to something else. Oh, okay. Object is not a subclass. Oh. Okay. So let's try this again. Oh. Oh. Hmm. 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 Oh. Yeah. Looks like this one didn't work as expected. So what I was trying to do here is I'm trying to load the main menu. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to create another scene for the game over menu, and also with another scene for the pause menu. Since so, I thought that I could probably do it this way, which it did. It did, but I kind of have to think about this a little bit. Actually, let's just go hit this scene. So we got a little gameplay, a lot of shooting, and when we collide, instead it goes to here. Not what I wanted it to do. So, I mean, right now I can go and consult online of changing this. Kind of use a bit of the same code over here. Load the main menu again, but yeah, I don't think that necessarily is really a good thing to do. Let me do a quick Google search, right? I mean, I think we should be able to do that. Quick Google search. Okay, so how to load main menu again, load main menu again after for game over. Right. Okay, so we'll go with game over hell. So the very first game, yep, same thing, same here. I'm working on my very first game, and feel free to type in the chat, say hello, and I'll definitely respond over to you. Let's see here. I want to add a main menu, a game over menu, to allow players to reset the game when they lose. When they're done, the issues that I change the scene back to the main. Pelk says paused. Okay. Ooh. Paused, which then makes me think that the whole scene is not running. So they get a input. Color button. Everything seems to work fine. Game over is called, then I press the button to go back to the main menu. Here. Reusing main menu again for game over. Godot. I start this game as script. Looking for the wrong solution. That is more complicated. Ooh, okay. Probably not. Yeah, probably not something that I, not really relevant. Here, maybe this is a good reference. How do we say game once the game over? The game loops main menu, menu, and back to menu. How you do this? You set the scene, go back to the scene. Oh. Wow, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is good. This information is good. Okay. Because yeah, this is good. Wait, hold on. Okay. And the reason why I said this is good is because in our game, right? We also want, if we have a game over screen or you win, right? You also want to reset everything, okay? Everything to back to the way it was. Otherwise, if you play a game like Mega Man, right? But but you defeat all the enemies. Well, the enemies are not going to be there. And so, if the enemies are not going to be there, oh well, I mean, right? It's not a game anymore, right? So it needs to reset. And this is kind of where I'm getting the sense of feeling that this is probably something of a change, like a state, right? So probably definitely need a game over state screen. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's go with the simple option. Let's go create a game over screen and a pause menu screen. Create new, C, control, game over. Okay. And we're probably going to need another one called pause menu. For me, I'm not a fan. Oh, let me reorganize this. I'm seriously not a fan of doing things this way, but I think this is probably where it's gonna get it. Just make it easy. Right. So, what do we have here? Okay, main menu. Okay, so it's all the buttons here. Margin containers. Great. Let's see. Game over, right? Okay. So let's do a margin container. Margin container. Stretch the sucker to the max. Okay. Let's go and do that. Yeah, let's give it the same correct margin spaces. Right, margin spaces. Right, menu. Man. Okay, yeah. Game over. Add H box. Add H box. Let's go center this. Okay. Let's go another one. What is it? We center another one. It's gonna be V box. Right. Yes. Go to add a child. Be texture. Oh, oops. Rect. Oh, color. Texture reference. Let's go ahead. Load our placeholder. Yeah. GameOver. And really, another button. Button says main menu. And then we're going to add another one here that says, hey, let's do the options. Yeah. Main menu, options. Okay. Cool. And let's go to real game over texture. Should I actually move this over to the left? To the left? I feel like I should, to kind of be in line with what we kind of had started. All right. Default bus T resources. You know what? Theme override. Left, right, boom, boom, boom. 50, 50, 50, and 50. Main, oh, oops. Okay. So, we're going to do this. What can we do? Okay. So, it's with options button. Okay. And over here, we will instantiate the options menu. Yep. Yep. Options button. Hit the script. Create. Oh, oops. Not create. I'm sorry. We're going to go ahead and do a signal. Let's see, down pressed. Oh. Press. Okay, kind of a little bit odd, but let's add it, attach a script. I'm gonna move this. Here. Create script. Then we're gonna connect this to GameOver script. Connect that. Okay. And go here. Okay. So now we're here. Now we're here. We're here now. What are we? Okay. What do we need to do? Okay. So if the option, press the back button. Press the options button. I mean, we're gonna do this, right? Not export. On ready. Oops. Lowercase on ready. Bar options menu. Menu is equal to that dude. So we go here. When it's ready, well, we should, hide it. And then, if it's been pressed, we should then show it. Right? Oh. Wow. Okay. Now it stops complaining. Yeah, GDescript is like Python. It takes the whole indentation as a different another meaning. So, it is what it is. Right. Okay. So We now have a game over menu screen. Okay. So we currently here. Let's close some of this stuff out. Player, projectiles. Okay. So we're back to the main menu, right? Since we said earlier in the previous streams that this gameplay space is like it's like the stage, right? The stage where all your performances, the background images, just things are coming together, right, onto this particular stage. My thought is that we could probably just instantiate the game over screen and the main menu, the pause screen over here, right? And that way, you can be able to call that, right? Wow, okay. Let's see, go back to game over. Yep. Yep. Gameplay. So we can then show this and the main menu, main game, or we will probably we need to do quite a bit of things, right? On ready var game over screen. You know what? I always cannot tell. Is a game over really what is it? Alright, so now we can do something like, hey, GameOver screen dot hide. And so, again, right, we can then actually, yeah, so we game over, no, we're showing the game over. Show the game over screen. Okay, so let's go back here. Game over, right? There's also the main menu. Well, you can return the main menu, right? But I'm also thinking about let's go back here, right? Main menu. You got this button. Doesn't look really organized. Great, right? So, what we're gonna do here is button. Another button here. I think what we can do is have it like, you can return the main menu. You know, you can let it return the main menu, or you can let it retry that that level, right? Usually you have something like a checkpoint. In games you have checkpoints, right? So you can retry that part of the stage or whatever save point is, right? Give me a sec. Alright, so you have like a retry portion of the game. So I am thinking about retry. Go ahead and have a retry. Let's see, retry button. And this retry button is really going to, it's going to signal get the current scene and then reload it again. Okay. This one is probably going to do something a bit more different. Go back to the main menu. So we connect the GameOver screen here. That's what I'm gonna do. Go to Inspector, Layout, Shrink. Shrink center, no fill, vertical. Let's give it a separation, constant. Okay. All right. So we're gonna back here. On main menu, press. We are going to then use the same code from the other side, right? So the same script. We do main. Oh, not this one. Enemies instantiate and spawns. Main menu. Right. I think we're gonna go ahead. So we're gonna load. We're going ahead and load the main menu screen. All right. Load the main menu screen and then change it. And the reason why we wanted to do it this way is because for the GameOver is then, I know earlier we talked about, hey, you know, having this little circular thing, it's not really that good, but it's a bit different. What's making this different is that it's a bit of where the game state is. You know, I kind of wish, and you know, feel free to let me know, is like, how would you handle you know, just the different states of the game, right? Main menu, pause, gameplay, and then game over, right? Or win, right? Game over and win. You know, how do you handle it? Because that's what it seems to me, is that game over is, you know, game over in all these different states of the game changes, right? And you're creating a loop. You know, main menu and options, yeah, you can say stuff like that. Like, you know, like you could make a loop out of them too as well. But you know, we're not, you know, we're kind of making components as like interdependent on each other, which for me, I am not a fan of the components. But if there are like scenes that are related to each other, much more a higher level scale that dictates the state of the game, okay, right, I can be a little more forgiving of that. And then we have to make sure that, hey, when we do this, we're gonna make, you know, have to do the change. So, and now this guy here, button pressed, right? Let's do the same thing. Connect. Button pressed. We will, I think there's a code here. Get tree, reload. Okay, get the same. Reload the current scene. And if I reload active scenes, replace the current scene with a new instance of its original one. So if it's a new instance of its original one, I'm suspecting that it's gonna, you know, we should, in theory, reset all the values, you know, for that. Okay. Okay, so now let's test this out. Okay. Yeah, I just work here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, looks like things are shooting. And ooh, oh, okay, interesting. So let me close this. Oh my gosh. Here, let me close all the documentation. And let's look at the... Oh, right. We're not doing this anymore. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this again. Start game. Yeah. And we tested earlier. Shoot. Boom. Game over. Right? Yeah. Actually, this is kind of funny. You know, all my stuff is actually like going over. Oh, and it hit 5. Right, so let's go to main menu. Okay. Start a game. And ooh. Main menu. Right? Let's retry. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Try options. Oh, options looks like it's not showing like in the right position. Okay. Inherit. I mean, okay. I mean, in gameplay, right? Okay. Seems like you're not really wanting to cooperate here, sir. What are you doing? This node does not have a parent node. Yes. That I understand. Center. Hold on. Wait. Okay. Let's take a look. What's going on? Okay. Keep going. So let's see here. We added to render object within it. All right. guess that's what we needed. We needed to render the objects in 2D space. So, in that case, very well. Oh. Okay, attempted to call function nonsense of an object. Blah blah blah. Command. Main GD line ready. Oh, I think it's probably the game over. Yeah, it's the game over. And you see kind of where how this is a bit of an issue, right? Where, like, now everything's coming together. You just kind of we move things around. They kind of break stuff left and right. So, it kind of sucks, but I mean, so we just got to replace this. What? Oh. Wait, hold on. What the heck? Gameplay. Oh, okay, here we go. Yep. So we added one more layer. So just folks, just be careful when you guys do this. You know. So probably should be able to be good at this point. Start the game. Boom, boom, boom. Shoot, shoot, shoot. And boop. Game over. Oh, and it actually goes up in the background. Nice. Right? And then the options. Oh, hey. Retry. Ta-da. Right. Go back to the main menu. Here. Start the game again. Yep. So now we actually do have somewhat of a game loop at this point. Right? We have a game loop that actually says, oh, hey, you know, go ahead and keep on doing this stuff. Right. So now we do successfully have a loop now. Though it's you know, to the end of the game over, we now do have a loop, and we kind of have a somewhat of a system in place. Right. Now, what we gotta do here. Now we gotta do the same thing, but actually, what? Let's finish up a game over, right? We're not necessarily done yet. Right. Because we also need to do one more thing as well. And I think it's probably a better idea if I do this way. Color rect. Right. Yeah. So instead of doing it through a panel, we're actually going to do it this through, you know, okay, choose all black, change the opacity down. Right. Oh, wow, okay. Change the opacity, and so in Godot, order does matter. So we want to put this at the back. You see here? Right? And then change colors. So we are all good. Everything's all bueno. Okay. That way, I get games, start game. Get that right. A little bit of a darker options. Interesting. So we don't have that. Color rect. Probably go 113. 100 and 115. Let's give that opacity, that makeover. Right, back. Let's start. Let it collide. Boom. Okay. Options. Back. Yeah, retry. Okay. Cool. And there we go. And we got our game over screen. Game over screen. Let's go ahead. Close like that. And now we got to do the pause menu. Okay. Pause menu. Same similar thing. All right. Gotta give a color rect. And this is kind of where I kind of wanted to reuse the components, so I had to kind of recreate it and just do them more programmatically. But it looks like just how it looks so much easier if you just go ahead and create the component themselves. When I say create the components themselves, I'm talking about how just creating the view, not the view. What would you call it? Just create the scenes. Yeah, create the scenes themselves. It just makes it much more easier to deal with. 5. Yep. And then what we're gonna do here, add kiddo, margin container, layout, position anchors, full rect, and themes constant. Yeah, gotta give it a consistent, right? A lot of really manual work. And then we gotta add a HBox beginning. Then we gotta add then we gotta add I think it's texture rect. Okay, we gotta add a VBox. Okay. And since I am no artist, right? So I am going to image properties, pixels. So what I learned from my friend who's the main developer for our last game is that it's got to be a power of 2, because otherwise in the web browser it's not gonna be able to show up. All right, so if everything is a power of 2. Oh my gosh, let's see, calc. I am during 2 times 2, 4, 8, 16 to 500 and 250 by 250, 256 by 256. You know, let's just do it. 256 by 256. Okay. And what we're gonna do here is come on. Okay, 256. Okay, and I'm gonna draw called pause. That's it, right? And so I'm gonna save as a PNG, and so save that. Project Phoenix Art. Okay. Placeholder pause. Placeholder pause texture. I think what's gonna make this a little bit more interesting is the fact that, you know, I think we can get to the point where I want to have to learn the art. I know some of you guys said like, well, this game, you know, Thomas was alone. I think that's what the game's called. But this game, you know, a bunch of just really simple minimalistic art. You know, they do sprites, and you know, yeah, sure, they do the minimalistic art of sprites, but that kind of depends on what kind of gameplay are you going for, right? Because like games, you kind of have to just get people's attention, right? That's the one thing people want is, oh well, okay, your game, this is cool. You have a game, right? But does it look good on the eyes, right? Does it look good on the eyes, and that's kind of just reality, right? You kind of have to kind of figure out, okay, if it doesn't look good on the eyes, then, you know, either I need to hear from sort of word of mouth or read the reviews, right, of how good the game really is. But, you know, I mean, unless, you know, yeah, so which is why it's like advertisements is kind of important for games, for really anything. You know, like why would you buy an Nvidia GPU chip, right? Because what do? You know, they don't have this as they advertise it a bit, right, through their conferences, or you know, would you buy a Tesla, or you know, a nice sports car like Ferrari, right? They have some form of advertisement, some brand name recognition, and you know, I kind of have to think about, well, do I, you know, I'm a nobody, right? So do I go ahead and I'm going to have to, I don't have any brand recognition, nor necessarily an association, so I'm going to have to just do something to attract people to play the game, right? And you know, not to blame anybody, you know, but this is kind of where like artists, I think they have a natural, not a natural ability, but you know, a talent that's going to be very hard to replicate, right? Sure, I mean, there's AI generated art, but it's going to be kind of hard to replicate because you're at a state, it takes training, and you know, our AI models, I mean, like I use ChatGPT, and you know, trying to use it for, you know, try to help to, you know, speed up some production because I'm not a good artist, and it's kind of hard to use. Really, you still need artists and their the talent and their work, and it's even more critical if you want to unify, create like a, you know, the theme like Super Metrovania, Castlevania, right? What makes it, you know, the setting, the characters, the drawings, right? The environmental design, Super Metroid, right? Well, yeah, I mean, the art is very, very important, you know, and that's kind of where I always thought that, you know, perhaps the idea of concept art really you know, the saying goes is a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Well, if you have concept art, right? Everybody, it's worth it's thousands of words already because of the shape and design of it. So, I mean, it is, and that's kind of just how it is, right? It is what it is, right? Okay, so let me kind of get back to this layout, containers, don't fill. Oh. Huh. So alignment. Okay. I was thinking about the layout should be. Yeah, there we go. And then we gotta give it separation of. Separation of 10. Okay. Let's see. What else do I need to do? Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. And I also need to accentuate the options menu. Bada boom. Yep. Okay. Okay. So now I need to figure out. I know we have to all this nice, fancy pantsy, you know, pause menu and whatnot. But we're essentially going to need a script called the pause menu script. Oh, and this would be options. On options, oh, we're going to add a signal for pressed. Let's not do any advance. Pressed, and we're going to go to the script section, pause menu, and I think we're going to do. So we're gonna do was a just like I think we did the scripts for the GameOver, right? Again, right? Repeating. Not really a fan of it, but just gotta keep on going. Okay, so back here, options, hide. Right, when it's ready, we're gonna hide it, and when we click on it, we will show it. Right, and so okay, and then when we go here, this one, press on the restart, right? Same thing with GameOver. Kind of, you know, same thing like the scripts, right? You know, you're doing the same thing over and over again. And if we go here and press, right, main menu. Okay, well, I mean, in GameOver, what do we have? We get this and change the scene back to the main menu. Yeah. Okay, return main menus. Copy, paste. Bam, bada bing, bada boom. Right, you're done. Right? Okay, so we're almost there. Almost done. However, though, I think we're missing the key critical function is, hey, how can we actually pause the game? right? And I was thinking of, if we go to the project settings, input, so we want to add a new action called pause, right? And this pause is going to be something we're going to have to add, and we're going to use the escape key. Escape key as pause, right? And so because it's a human interaction, right, we will have to go back to the player because we have a script there. Okay, player here, right? I have a script here that says, hey, you know, if I do something, then I'm going to pause. I'm going to shoot. We implement the shoot function, right? So, you know, a bit of a way in this process, right? If the thing is pause, so how would you pause the game? Well, we can then go consult this. Right, this is how to pause a game. Oh, here we go. How to pause a game. To pause a game, the pause state must be set by assigning to true. Okay. So first off, you gotta do this one, right? Get tree.pause. Okay. Okay. I think we got one more issue here. Pause, main menu. We got one more button that we didn't do. Child no. No. Resume game. And so you switch here. Horizontal fill. No, we don't need that. You go shrink it from beginning. Okay. Now, yep. So right, you're pausing the game, so you want to resume. Makes sense. Resume game button. And so, what do we do next, right? Well, we gotta tie this up. And we gotta say, hey, we're going to press connect. Clear that out. Go to scripts. So was it get underscore tree dot paused is equal to false, right? We gotta get this guy. Okay, so we got the pause menu, But we gotta go back to the player. Hey, get pause equal to true. Right. Now go ahead to main menu. What we're gonna do? Options. Let's go to gameplay. Chain the pause menu. Right. Don't show it. But let's go here. This thing's when paused. So if it's when paused, right? Let's see if we get some little more hints. Next one, pause. That becomes alive and active. And then, so the player, right? 3D script. Okay, we're gonna then say, so the pause menu. I mean, I could tie the pause to the player, right? I can tie it here. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just do this? Hey, signal hit, signal pause. Why not just do this? So we have a signal, right? Hey, tell we have a signal to the pause. Here we go. See? And so this is actually much better. Because why are we doing this way, right? Because we're letting the game manager handle the pause. Right? Pausing the game. Handle it, the showing, display. It has its own responsibility. So instead of my player is just doing player stuff. It should not have the control of like, hey, I need to, you know, you need I'm gonna pause the game. I'm gonna pause the game. That's my job. I'm gonna be the player and I'm gonna be the god. No, right? So it shouldn't be doing that. So we're gonna say we're gonna give it a signal. So pause dot emit. Yep. Yeah, so when I first started trying to do this, it's like, actually, let me say that a little bit. Let me talk about that later. But let's go back here. Let's give this guy, there he is, fair do shake. Game underscore pause. Game underscore pause. Tree of that pause. No. Ready var pause screen. Show. Okay. And so go back to the pause menu. Let's resume game. And okay, so we're going hide itself. So, all right. Now, okay. So we start to implement the pause, right? And so if I do this, oh, okay, no pause in the main menu. Good. Oh, oops. Sorry, let's do that again. Okay, good. Oh. Jeez. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. It's always good to check your code. Okay. So, let's go back to player. Let's just double check. Man, gosh, I can't spell pausing. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Alright, so now I gotta go back to the documentation. Each node has a processor can be found. Okay. Okay. So physics. Canvas layer. When I'm feeling, if I do this, possible. So let's do it. Okay. Can't pause this game. Good. Start game. Okay. Oh. Oops. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. That's weird. Okay, start game. Ooh, okay. Now we got some problems here now. Right? So, got a game mode that's pausable, but let's check it. All right, start the game. Then it becomes pausable. Okay. So now we got an issue in our hands, right? So what's the problem? The problem is that when we try to pause, it's not pausing immediately. Rather, not pausing immediately. So it goes back to, like, what does it do after that? It goes back to the main menu. Goes back to the main menu. Right? Pause screen.show. Okay, so this is what each mode tells a node to do. Process depends on the state of the parent, the grandparent. Okay. So the process, so it depends, right? Process node. Always, never. And when we do the main menu, right? Main is possible. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. So here, you know what? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. How it needs to be done this way. Oh, connect hit, duh. So silly me. It's not when it's hit. It's only when things have been pressed. So alright, meeting paused. So main menu game manager. That's why it's doing what it was doing. So we should be fine now. Right. Now bring the gameplay. Not doing anything. Start the game. And there you go. Paused. Now let me start. Oh. Okay. So when it does a restart, it's not gonna unpause it. So I think what we're gonna have to do probably for the pause menu, right? We're gonna resume. First, we're gonna unpause it. Yeah, we're gonna. So. Okay, nothing. Start. Main menu. Okay, nothing. Start the game. Pause. Restart. Boom. Right. Just let the thing come. Retry. Boom. And it's done. Main menu. And you see? It's now just resetting, restarting. So. Awesome. Okay, so now we implemented an actual pausing mechanism. So it actually will pause. Got the main pause menu. Let's see. Okay, so we got pausing to work. We now got stuff. Yeah, we got pausing to work. I can't quite remember what as I said. Well, I mean, I guess I could keep on developing further of the game. Well, because we got a game over screen now. You know what? Why don't we just make a windscreen as well? Right? Make the windscreen. Screens everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make the windscreen. So we're gonna finally seal it off. The final piece. Margin container. Theme. Alright. Bam 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 bam. Bum boom 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 boom. Right. Yeah. Full rect. And I think this time instead I'm gonna go ahead and try to actually I'm gonna try to get to the put it in the middle. Put it in the middle inside rather than on the left side. You know, just kind of like say, hey, you know, this is the final thing. So I'm gonna add hbox, the hbox center. And here's to my terrible. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Actually, here, let me just. Ooh, what's this, please? Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, thank you. You win. Go ahead and save as a PNG. Save it. Placeholder 1, right? Placeholder what? When you win texture. Alright, and so we're gonna put here load art, you win. Okay, our child vbox container as always. Yep, and then the same 3 buttons. Button 1, I think main menu. Yeah. Main menu. And then we're going ahead and add another button here. Saying that, hey, thank you for playing, not button, what is it? I think I'm going to add in here a, what'd you call it? So we got a main menu, right? Options again. Right? Always gotta give them the options. Options button. All right. Theme. Layout. Container. Shrink center. VBox. Let's see, and I'm going to transform. Nope. Layout. Theme override. 10. So, alright. I think, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Just gonna make them go back to the main menu, play again, right? See what else is kind of up there. And I'm gonna add that to script. Oh. script. Yep, same piece of code. I actually might even move some of this code over to in a place where it's just, you know, centralize them all. But kind of right now. Oh, oops. So in the main menu, right? Go in. And then go ahead. Get the options. Oh, oops. Wrong one. Okay. Win. What is it? Options. Yep. So we have wins here, options, and then options again. You know, it's a button pressed. We'll connect, and then we should in the code. Already, var options menu. So with that, of course, options menu dot hide, and then options menu dot show. Right. Options menu dot hide. Options menu dot show. Cool. Right. And now maybe just for simplicity's sake, what we're going to do is we're going to for simplicity's sake, we're going to have it this itself to hide itself to hide, and the only time the player should not necessarily care about what happens to the enemy, but yeah, the player doesn't care about. So what we can do the same thing with, like, the player, right, have signals for the enemy, right? So for the enemy.gd, you know, we can then says, hey, signal destroyed, right? Destroyed.emit, and then we can have right, destroyed, And this is probably something that we probably will come back and do some more refinement. Yeah, do some more refinement of this. Because, yeah, but just to get a show of the increase count. Yeah, increase kill count. Enemies killed. Let's go to 0. Okay, so we can change this now to say, hey, if enemy so let's say we can change this now. So this is a if enemy spawns, all right, we could then says print game over screen show. Probably we can do the state of probably game over screen's visibility. So what we're gonna do is go back to the gameplay. Signals. Dot visible. Right. If it's true, then you go ahead and stop it. Right. If it's visible now, okay. It's not. So no. Okay. So we're going to do that. And now for this one is so now we kind of unrestricted the amount of enemies spawn, right? But we're gonna do a kill counter just for to get that thing popped up. So enemy numbers killed, and how many killed equals to 5. Okay, so then we're gonna return enemy number killed is equal to 5. I think we're gonna go ahead and put in our windscreen, cover it. We are literally gonna copy this and then say, hey, this is our web screen. When there you go. Windscreen dot hide. Yep, windscreen dot. Okay, so main menu. We got our windscreen here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the options. Let's move it all in here. Let's take a look at the windscreen. Okay, so we hide the options menu, right? We then The main menu is load the scene. Okay. So let's go ahead and run this as a test. Okay. Cool. Okay. Nothing wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh. Okay, so that did not work. Oh. Player that connected. Oh, okay, it's not player. I am so sorry. Okay. So if it's not a player, we're connecting. We're going to connect with the enemies. The enemies, right? Destroy.emit stack. Alright. You know what? I wonder if I can just do something like, you know, go ahead and just get the kill counter and just really hear it out, or not hear it out, but like see if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it didn't listen. Oops. So what I'm gonna do here, I gotta look, connect. Connect to enemies. Okay, so the problem is that we're destroying the enemy before we have a chance to go ahead and update it. You know, to have it have a signal, right? So we want to be able to receive the signal from objects that spawn code. Yeah. Or I was thinking that we could probably do something a little bit more different. Maybe we can then perhaps grab the grunts. This may not work, actually. So, what are we complaining now? Enemy events. Connect handle. Enemy scene. So if the enemy dies, right? Well, I mean, with the signal, right? Enemy dies. Okay. So if the enemy is dead, right? If the enemy is dead, okay. So what's going on here, right? So I'm reading this out. All right. It seems that they're connecting the enemy signals to itself. So preload, mob 1. Oh, in game.gd. My suggestion, game.gd. Constant enemy, spawn enemy, instantiate. Enemy. Die, connect. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So probably we'll have to add it in here. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I guess we can do this way. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there you go. So you now have a main screen. So another lesson. Oh snap! Here, let me go ahead and stop this. Probably a good idea is for this to stop spawning, or windscreen dot visible. Then you stop it. Then you stop it. Okay. All right. And so we essentially have our basic side-scroller shooting game. Right? Side-scroller shooting game. Boom. Right? Boom. Bam. And there you go. Menu, options. And then you go back to the main menu. And that's it. You know? And that's it, guys. You know, I'm going to stop the stream, you know, and, you know, I'm going to post this. I'm going to make millions of dollars. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. Definitely not. Because what essentially, yeah, this is kind of like the very core essence of of the game, right? You built this out. You get this weird prototype. Like, it's a prototype. It's still functioning, right? It's a system. That's what you have. It's like the bare minimum bone crux of just game of any some sort of interaction between the player and and the game, right? So if we to look back, look into our Google Drive, look back here. Yep, open Enjoy.io. And by the way, guys, this tool is free. This tool is free. You could. I use this for work in my previous life, and it's really helpful. Right. So we create the main menu, UI pause, whatnot. We don't have health points at all at this point. We don't have that mechanic. Well, I mean, we got player and an enemy, no bosses, no enemies, right? BGM, art, no, definitely no art. Music and sound, definitely not there, right? And so, what does this all means, right? We just got the bare bones, and that's good, because now you have a system that you could interact with each other from the ground up. And I was and if I say the amount of time I spent on this, and I have not done any of this work off stream, so it was about maybe an hour, or maybe a couple hours, maybe a day, right? Maybe a day plus a little bit of planning and just getting this minimum stuff up, right? And with placeholder art, right, it is what it is. And so what next, right? So you got this kind of a bare bones esque thing in here. Well, I mean, we still haven't hooked up the music aspect of it, and I'm kind of we haven't hooked up the music aspect of it. We haven't hooked up the sound effects as well. Now, it begs me the question is, I mean, for the music, what, I guess it's a question of like, what am I need to look at, right? Do I need to go and use a Pico or some, I don't know, VXRF for sound effects, or what's kind of out there, a bit of a free tool for me. And as for the art, well, the art has two, but the problem with the art is like there's two components, right? I think because of just how good people have done, and just people keep building expectations higher and higher. So we gotta have to figure out is is the still sprite art per se, but we're gonna either kind of figure out how we're gonna have to figure out how is it gonna work. Because like from just the still art into animations, it's quite the work, especially with animations. I'm a little bit hesitant to get into the art right as of now, or there is the other component here, right? I can probably create another UI. Just well, I guess I can. Well, today, well, it's now Thursday, but I think we could probably create a HUD. You know, a HUD, and then, well, I mean, it's a human user. Sure. Okay. What does HUD stand for? Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. But HUD, H, human head unit display. I think that's head unit display. Oh, human housing department, video games, heads up display. The heads up display, right? So we probably would need to put some heads up displays within the game. You know, so it's probably, yeah. You know what? It's still development, and we still got a bunch of more stuff that we can do. Why don't I can go ahead and actually add up the heads up display, and I think the dialogue system. The dialogue system, just having a dialogue show up, might be something that we could go ahead and add in there, because I do want. But then I gotta figure out is, by my design perspective, right? How does the HUD going to look like, and how would the dialogue interact with the screen? So, that's a food for thought at this point. All right. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could do a bunch of this too, right? Plus HP, health experience points. And then, oh, interesting. And maybe this is a good thing to take a look at. 5 golden rules. Oh, pick soon. Oh, gamer. Show, don't tell. Right? Yeah. Just like when you're old, I guess you're old, not old English teacher. Yeah, maybe some sort of form of teacher tells you like, hey, show, don't tell. Right? So, probably look at this. Always good to bookmark. Okay. Yeah. So right now I'm just thinking about how to what we talk about next, right? How would it look on the UI? So I probably would definitely save that for the next thing. So maybe the three things is going to be like, hey, for tomorrow, the three things are going to be for tomorrow is really the HUD, gameplay HUD. Probably will need to readjust the the parameters for the spawning. I can see like the space real estate is going to be quite something. How the HUD's going to be displayed. Yeah, this is the HUD. Right, you know what? I gotta write. I definitely gotta write this stuff down. Home. New. New. If I don't select it, Google Docs. Okay. Things for next stream. Okay. Oh, 3. Awesome. Things for next stream. 1. HUD. HUD design and implementation. 2. What was that I was talking about? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Yeah, I mean, there is the... Yeah, HUD, design, and implementation. Not the music. Oh, dialogue system. Dialogue system. Right? Design and implementation. I think at this point, there's still, right? It's still a, you wanted to, you still want it to kind of be a prototype at this stage, right? So you do something really fast, and you do something really fast at this point. I think with the art, the art and the design is kind of where we're gonna need to do a lot of polishing, like polish and more polish, and making the design much better. You know what? Oh shoot! Yeah, I forgot 3. You know what? Parallax screen. And probably 4. Intro. And probably intro animations. Right. So, yeah, in the intro animations. And maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm just jotting all this stuff down, because here's probably future stream. I think this one can work. I do have some. You know what? I could probably do something about it, but yeah, we're just gonna have to see. Here, so intro animations. What else? Intro animations. You know what? Music. Placeholder. SFX. Placeholder. And this is gonna probably... Shoot, I want maybe 1 and 2. I'm gonna probably move this up here. And this parallax effect is gonna probably be here, because it has to do with the art aspect of it. Right. Background music is kind of, BGM is kind of a bit its own separate beast per se. But those are probably the next 2. After designing these 2, because I did a dialogue system before, and it should be fine. It should be fine. Intro animations, yeah. It's gonna be quite something. And I'm just gonna say this: place whole prototype stage. And I'm just gonna say, hey, placeholder things for the next stream. And yeah, and I think, oh, player design, enemy design, maybe, you know what, but maybe let me just probably stop here, right? Probably just stop here. So, you know, so we got a system, and we got pretty much almost the basic core stuff that we needed for this. And so we're gonna need to finish up the rest of it. Next stream, probably the HUD design, implementation, dialogue systems and its implementation, background music and placeholder, right? And maybe SFX too. I think those two can, number 3 and number 4 on the next stream is going to be somewhat easier to do. But yeah, so I think, and that's pretty much it for this stream. And if you guys make it all the way to the end, I thank you so much. I know that I may not be the necessarily the best speaker. There's a lot of things I kind of have to juggle around and think about it and just waddle my way through. So, I really thank you, everybody, for for watching all the way to the end. And if you like, if you like this, if you like me talking like this, or if you have any suggestions or comments, please go ahead and feel free to just put it into the comment section, and it would be mean a lot to me if you guys also click on the subscribe button too as well. And actually, I do have a Discord as well in the description that you guys can join and just have a chat and talk with me and recommend me things that to look into, right? And remember, Friday, right? Friday is the day where we're going to be playing some games and just reading things. It's gonna be chill, relaxing, nothing, no dev work, right? Unless previously stated, previously mentioned on the stream. And you can also follow me on X too as well. I do have it's what is it? Yeah, you guys can follow me on X as well. It's still, yeah, I think it's in the description. If not, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. We could get that changed, get that fixed, and so you can follow me and know when when I'm going to be streaming. Again, I'm gonna stream from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. To 1 a.m. this time on Pacific Standard Time. So please, folks, if you don't think it's 1 a.m. 10 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's 10 p.m. Pacific. I am located in the West Coast, and and that's pretty much it. So I am now going to sign off, and I will see you all next time tomorrow. Right? Peace out.